So what is next on the horizon for CK Audio? What have you got planned? It's obviously information you can tell us. Obviously we don't
Yeah.
have any trade secrets or anything like that.
Well, nothing I'm not afraid to share, but I do have a couple new pedals that I haven't put out yet. So pretty much all last year between building, I would be working on new ideas that I had, and there's been one pedal that I've been working off and on for about 6 months that uh, is pretty much ready to go. I'm just waiting on parts to build the first batch of them, and then I'm gonna send them out and get some demo stuff ready for it. So that's a big thing I'm looking forward to. And also, I think this year I'd really want to focus on getting my name out there a little more. Trying to get some pedals out to some bigger YouTube channels. You know, I I think last year I spent a lot of time trying to really focus on the product and kind of refining the building process
Yeah,
so that if I was to start getting more business, that I could deliver a consistent product every time. And I
yeah,
feel like I'm there now. So
yeah. Well, visibility is the thing, isn't it? Once you've got
yeah.
a great product, and I was having that same conversation with Frank Fleckenstein from FFX because he makes some great stuff.
Mhm.
But and he was saying how important visibility is,
Yeah.
and hopefully, the FX Pedal Planet we're helping towards a little bit of some of that,
Yeah,
you know,
definitely. Yeah.
um, because there's some great builders out there like yourself making some great pedals and deserve that visibility,
Yeah.
you know. So,
Yeah, it's no one can buy your pedals if they don't know they exist. So it is
absolutely.
important to get your name out there.
So if you could collaborate with any particular builder,
Hmm.
who would you like to be working with?
That that's a good question. There's so many out there, and there's so many different even just within the boutique builder, kind of community. There's people that are like Reeves Electro, for example. If you've seen his point to point stuff, it's just impeccable. It's I'd love to learn, how he gets it to look so clean every time. Um, and I don't know if you've seen R to R Electric. He builds
Yeah.
really cool, like replica style circuits. Really, you know, really top of the line NOS components. Like if you could pick the most Mojo components to put in a pedal, that's what he's got. And so I really like looking at the stuff he puts together. On Instagram, his name is DJ Lava Lamp.
All right. I'll have
Yeah,
to check that out.
yeah.
Okay. I'll check him out and have a chat. So, but
If I had to choose, if I had to choose one builder that I wanted to work with to collaborate on a pedal, I think I'd probably choose somebody that's more in the futuristic kind of, like digital programming and all that kind of stuff. So maybe like Chase Bliss Audio, or I don't know. That's the first one that comes to mind
yeah,
because I'm not there yet. I think I'm still in the analog kind of world. I'd love to learn more about digital programming and how to use like microcontrollers to enable the pedal to do a lot more.
yeah, yeah. They're making some fantastic stuff. I mean, the pedals are expensive, but it's for me it's worth it. It's just hopefully one day I'll get a Chase Bliss pedal.
Right,
At some
right.
point. So, and guitarist wise, if you could make a pedal and that guitarist was going to take away on tour with them, who would it be?
Well, if I had to choose one, I'd say Slash.
I
I
thought
mean,
you might say.
I think a lot of people would probably. He's got such an image. He's such an icon. I
Yeah,
mean, everybody knows who Slash is.
maybe we can hook him up with one of your wah pedals. because
Yeah,
he's quite a fan of the war, isn't he? So
he is. Yeah.
so after this interview, what I'm going to do is I'm going to send him a message and say, Mr. Slash, you need one of these war pedals.
Yeah, give him my email.
Absolutely. And what would be your 3 desert island pedals? So if you got a board and you're only going to use 3, what would those 3 be? And you can include your own.
I can.
Yeah.
Or I cannot.
You
I
can.
can. Okay. Yeah. If I had to choose 3, I would definitely say my Blue Sky, because this does every reverb sound like I said, I think I could ever need. Probably I love delay, so I'd need a delay pedal. Probably like an analog delay, either like a carbon copy or maybe like a Memory Man, something like that. And then I would need a drive. I'd say either probably the 1981 or a Klon. I could probably do most of what I need to with those 3.
I think you'd be very happy on your desert island with those 3 pedals.
Yeah, as long as I had electricity so I could use them.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Or batteries.
Absolutely. And lastly, what sort of music are you listening to at the minute? Have you any new artists that you've come across? Any new bands or?
I wouldn't say any new ones, new to me, because I've never heard of them. But actually, funny story. I started listening to your playlist that you made about Fawa stuff.
Yeah, I haven't made one for it. I've got to. I was thinking the other day, I've got to do another playlist.
Okay. Well, I've actually been listening to that one a lot. When I was building my wah pedals, I would put that playlist on, and it was like,
oh wow,
keep me in the zone. I wanted to share that with you because I didn't get to tell you that.
You know, you put those things out there, and you think, is anybody actually listening to them? But no, that's really nice. That's nice.
Yeah, I've got it in like top of my Spotify. And I knew most of the stuff on there, but there's some songs I'd never heard, like Maggot Brain by Funkadelic. That song, I mean, it was like the perfect song to zone out to when you're building pedals. But lately I've been listening to Tom Petty. I've actually been trying to record a cover of Breakdown by Tom Petty. So I've been listening to that whole album. The Cult, I haven't listened to them in years, but I started listening to them this last week again.
Yeah. I actually bought a the MXR micro flanger. Because okay. One of the reasons why my board is so hideously large is that I tend to play in sort of covers bands and things, and the band will say, "Oh, we want to play, you know, a song." For example, I play in a '90s Britpop band, and the band wanted to do a song by a British band called Suede, and the song's called "Animal Nitrate," and it's the sound on it on the guitar is fantastic, and the only way I could get anywhere close to that was actually using my fuzz and my MXR micro flanger. But okay. You mentioned the Cult as well. You know, I've played in bands and they want to do stuff like, I don't know, She Sells Sanctuary by the Cult, and you know, you need those. I need those tools available to me. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because some songs, it's just got to sound like it or as close to it. Otherwise, it ain't the song, is it?
Right. Yeah, and sometimes it's like you'll have that one pedal on your board, and that's the only song you use it for. Yeah. And you don't even play that song every set, but then when they do want to play it, it's like you need it, and if you don't have it, then you can't play it. So,
exactly.
I know the
sorry,
feeling.
I interrupted you. Sorry.
No. I was just saying I know the feeling.
Yeah. Well, it's nice to. So Tom Petty, you've been listened to some of his stuff. And anybody else?
Tom Petty, the Cult. I'm looking at every time I find something I like, I'll like it, and I'll just listen to my liked playlist. That's pretty much what I play all the time. So I'm looking down that. Let's see. I listen to everything. So
yeah,
I actually been listening to Avicii lately. I like listening to like that kind of EDM stuff sometimes. Not guitar related at all, but it is fun. So Avicii's pretty cool.
Yeah, well, we're gonna start later this year, and I think the first one's in May. We're gonna start sort of interviewing up and coming bands as well, sort of grassroots of bands,
Okay,
and we've got the first one in May, and so we're ready to interview a few others as well.
that's cool.
Um, so again, sort of up and coming bands that are making great music.
Mm.
That's the idea. So hopefully there'll be a few more sort of bands and stuff that you might be able to add to your FX Pedal Planet playlist.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like I've been kind of out of touch with modern music. Yeah, I've just always been listening to older stuff, especially the last few years that I never got to appreciate. And so I'd love to hear about some new up and coming bands I can check out. So
We've got a video or an interview coming up with Lou Ponis from Don Ponis, and Lou makes some fantastic pedals. And towards when he was talking about some new bands that he was listening to, bands like Earthless and bands like that, really good. So check that interview out and check out his music suggestions at the end. Some absolute cracking bands. So
cool. I will do that. I'm always down to look into some new music. So
excellent. All right. Well, look, thank you so much for joining us. It's been great to get to know you and
yeah,
also see you, because you just type in
see my pedals.
messages and things like that. So
Yeah,
it's good to actually finally get to see the person that's behind the keyboard. So
yeah. Thanks. I appreciate you having me on here. It's always fun to collab and talk to new people, and you know, hopefully
well,
someone finds it interesting.
yeah, absolutely. Well, we'll have, if it's okay with yourself, we'll certainly have you back. Once you've got more sort, as you're building pedals and get more on the range, and you've got new pedals out, then come and tell us about it.
Okay,
And we'll do another interview and talk about some of the new and exciting pedals that you're bringing out.
that sounds great. Love to.
All right. Well, you have a great week, and I'll speak to you very soon.
All right, sounds good. You too,
All right.
Steve.
See you later.
See
Cheers.
ya.
Bye bye.